20 years from now, I'll be like, Daddy, oh my God, my sorority sisters, we're having so much fun, and we're going to have Bloody Marys. Why don't you tell me a Bloody Mary mix recipe? And I'll be like, shut the hell up.
And whose team is this? Is this your team, or is this your daddy's team?
Thanks for listening to Dad Mode Podcast. Common sense parenting in a politically correct world. Here's your host, Andy Carlson.
Welcome back to the Dad Mode Podcast, Common Sense Parenting in a Politically Correct World. I'm your not-so-humble host, Andy Carlson, at Andy Carlson Show on the Twitter machine. I'm a father, and I have no idea what I'm doing, but you don't either there, Chiefy, so let's try and learn something together today. The website is dadmodepod.com, Twitter at dadmodepod, or just use the hashtag dadmode, and I'll get all up in, And today, we do not have Nick on, and the thing about, a little peek behind the curtain. Now, many of you guys know that I do this show, and also Purple for the Win. Andy Must Die occasionally, and also am starting to get involved in a couple of other big podcast projects. I can't quite reveal it yet because it's not revealable yet, and we'll get into all those details later. But basically, especially during football season, especially when the Vikings were in, and even in the off season, a lot of the day is consumed with recording Purple for the Win, and also keeping up with the day job, keeping the lights on, that whole thing. And Nick is kind of the same way because he has to work, at the 9 to 5, sometimes 8 to 6. Nick works hard. Nick is a very hard worker, and recording at night when we usually do, because we've been slacking lately. Because what we did at the beginning is we would on Saturday we would record a bunch of them, right? And then that would give us a little bit of a lead time for the weekly format. And we kind of got behind on that with the holidays and whatnot. And I'm just so exhausted by the end of the day because even some weeknights I record a couple of the shows, and it's just, Nick's out chasing tail, chasing some women, as a young man is apt to do, even though he's older than me. And sometimes we just fall behind. Sometimes the schedules don't sync up, and sometimes for the weekly show, you just get me. And I know that our numbers are growing, and we're starting to climb the charts a little bit. But I know that you guys are here for Nick, and maybe not so much for me. Yeah, but that's okay. I accept that, and hey, I just appreciate you guys tuning in. The best way to support the show is by telling a friend. If you're in a mommy group or a dad group or something like that, just tell them, hey, if you need to burn a couple hours when you're changing Junior's diapers, or just watch them at the park, and you can have one earbud in and the other ear is keeping an eye out for like predators and molesters and whatnot. Listen to the Dad Mode Podcast. Get on iTunes, get on Stitcher, get on YouTube, get it on everywhere. That's what you do, baby. Ooh, also Amazon, because you shop on Amazon anyway. Why not do it under our link? Go to dadmodepod.com, click through our Amazon banner. It'll take you there. Bookmark the link. Every time you shop on Amazon, bookmark the link. We'll get a little taste and keep the Dad Mode train. All right, so what mode of transportation are we going to call it? A train, plane, automobile, whatnot. Yeah. So today, 3 minutes in already. Yeah, who knew? We decided to be a little lazy. And I think it really came down to a little bit burnt out from the football season, putting out 5 shows a week of Purple for the Win, also keeping up with this show. And then I was just like, I'm not going to get Nick this week, so let's just put it out to the people and put it out on social media, on all the various sites, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, looking for some questions. And we did up a Dad Mode Mailbag episode, and that's what we're going to do. We got how many questions we got? We got 7, 8 pretty good ones here. And, we'll go through them. Pretty straightforward parenting stuff, but, of course, I'll have my interesting slant and take on them and whatnot. And, speaking of interesting, today, Saturday, we are having a party. We're having our housewarming party because we figured, hey, why not have a housewarming party on the coldest frickin' day in Minnesota history? And it's going to be a high of 0, and ironically, it's not going to be as cold as Sunday, which is going to be a high of -9. So it's just like, whatever. But either way, having about 30ish of our friends over, and a couple of them have kids, and it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be Muggsy's first party with with a substantial amount of other kids. She's had play dates with like 2 or 3 others, but I think there might be like 6 or 7 kids here today. So it should be a good time, and it'll be good because a couple of these people I haven't seen in a while. I know the winter usually kind of puts a hamper on everything. Everyone wants to stay in and Netflix and chill and not go anywhere. Both the literal meaning of Netflix and chill and the euphemism. Yeah. I don't blame anybody. So that will be a lot of fun, and let's see what I do. I did up a Bloody Mary bar, roasted a turkey for turkey sandwiches, and made up a bunch of Swedish meatballs, and just lots of good stuff. Lots of finger food. And I'm not going to lie. My Bloody Marys, right? You don't go for the bottle. You don't go for that bottled up, what's the brand name? I forgot off the top of my head. But no, you don't get the bottled stuff. You got to make your own because it is relatively easy. You got the tomato juice, and I like using a 50-50 blend of tomato juice and vegetable juice. Yeah, it's good stuff. And you get it in the aluminum cans. You don't have to buy V8. You don't have to do anything fancy like that. You can get the cheap stuff. Worcestershire sauce, of course. Salt and pepper. A little bit of hot sauce. Now, a lot of people go Tabasco. I feel like that's a little sharp. I'm in love with Frank's Red Hot, and I also sneak a little Cholula in there. A little muy caliente. Let's see, minced garlic, fresh horseradish, lemon and lime juice, and just a hint of ginger I toss in there as well. And also there is a couple of dry spices that I toss in there. That's between me and my maker. Yeah, that's gonna go to the grave with me. Little Muggsy, 20 years from now, I'll be like, Daddy, oh my God, my sorority sisters, we're having so much fun, and we're gonna have Bloody Marys. Why don't you tell me a Bloody Mary mix recipe? And I'll be like, shut the hell up, because, well, first of all, I'm gonna wager that Muggsy's not gonna be like, oh my God, type girl, but you never know. But either way, that's going to the grave with me. And then, all right, so you blended all of it up, and then. See, I like to make a mild batch, because some people's palates aren't, a little soft. Like the wife thinks ketchup is spicy, and if she drank booze, then she'd have the mild. But then I like making the hot. I like making the absolute fire burner type stuff. So go a little bit more cayenne, extra horseradish, and then you just rock that out. You just rock that out, baby, and you ride it straight to hell. Donaghy. All right, so should be a good time. All right, so let's get into some of these mailbag questions. Do we have a sound drop? Nope. No. All right. First one is from Mike E. Having a girl, do you think... now, let me reread this. Having a girl, do you think a boy will be easier or harder? Oh, okay. So the wife and I have talked about this, and we're going to try for our second kid here. Probably within a year or so. And out of the gate, we wanted the girl first. I don't know why, but just we wanted the girl. But now that we got the girl, definitely want the boy. Because if we stop at 2 kids, it'd be nice to have one of each. Even though the wife has eyes on 5 kids, and I want 2 kids, maybe 3, maybe 4, that whole thing. And it would be nice to have the boy because... I don't know, like, Muggsy is absolutely cute. She's a total sweetheart, a daddy's girl, except there's just something about, raising a son and being a father, being a role model, helping mold him into being a man that, your dad would be proud of, your grandfather would be proud of, that whole thing. And, there's just a lot of things that, there's a lot of ways where raising a boy is going to be easier, through, just like emotional wise, and sometimes girls can be, especially teenage girls, can be emotional, over dramatic, that whole thing, the hormones kicking in, whatever, and also all the nature stuff and the plumbing. Even though I'm really glad that the wife's here to go through all those type of discussions, but I know at some point I'm probably just going to have to spend a couple hours sitting on Muggsy's bed, and she's crying over a boy who won't text her back or badmouth her on whatever social media platform is in vogue at that time, and that's fine. That's part of raising a daughter, and that overall comes a territory where the boy, not so much. You just take the boy fishing. Take him to the hockey rink. Take him to his football practice. That whole thing. And I know I'm kind of stereotyping a little bit, as I also believe that, when you have young kids, especially even babies, you can kind of tell what their personality is going to be already. And I can already tell that Muggsy is going to be easygoing, easy laughing, a bit rough and tumble, maybe a little bit daredevilish. She's had a couple episodes already as she's a little bit mobile, a little bit agile, a little bit hostile, and she likes to take chances. And it's more than just I can't keep my balance here. It's more like, I got to feel something. I got to feel alive. Let me try this. That whole thing. But, with the boy, it's, I don't know. Just would like a boy as child number 2 since we had the girl number 1. Next question is actually from the wife. The CEO. What is the typical day in the life of a stay-at-home dad? All right, so most of you guys know I am fortunate enough to have the career flexibility to work from home. And it's nice because it saves an ass ton in child care costs. But with the new project, actually, I'm going to have to be out of the house for a couple of days. So we're going to be looking at child care and that whole thing. So just, cherishing these days. Mm-hmm. And overall, it's kind of nice. The baby sleeps until about 8:30. So if I get up early, if I wasn't up too late the night before, get up early, get a little workout in, get some breakfast, and get a couple of hours of work to crank out. And I'm talking like nuts. I'm talking like sometimes getting up at 5 and just cranking out a little bit of work, etc. And the wife goes to work, and maybe you get like a golden half hour where the baby is still sleeping before she gets up, wants to start her day, and give her some breakfast, and just hang out, make sure that she's nice and happy, make sure you spend some time with her, and then the Curious George or the Super Y. What show do we like? Well, Sesame Street, obviously. And by the way, they're really ramping up the celebrity cameos on Sesame Street. I never realized it's kind of like watching Entourage with how many celebrity cameos are on there. It's crazy. And the one that gets me is Dinosaur Train. Why do the dinosaurs have a train? Like, since they're so old and extinct, why do they have to pick such an old and extinct form of transportation? And I know that people, like kids, romanticize about trains, except the only trains that are still around are just, subways and bullet trains. Yeah, and there's no like locomotives, conductors with the striped hat shoveling coal into the hearth sort of thing. Those are very rare, and they're usually in like California, and they're usually like $800. So trains are dying, man, and just like the dinosaurs. Well, I guess that fits. Muggsy likes that show. It's interesting. And usually what we do is I'm set up at the kitchen table, got the laptop, be able to do some work, be able to pay attention to her. And then usually she has a couple of naps throughout the day. She usually has a nice movement, I guess we'll say. Beethoven's movement number 6 in C minor in the morning. She takes a nap about about 10 for usually her naps vary between an hour, sometimes hour and a half. Depends how much sleep she had the night before. So she'll have a nap in the morning, we'll have some lunch, hang out some more, chill, play with the dogs, that whole thing. And then, back to either, working on counting. Sometimes we'll read, sometimes we'll just play around, sometimes we'll just watch TV, and while Daddy works at the kitchen table. Then another afternoon nap, and then, then Mommy's home, then it's dinner time, then we go to bed at 8 o'clock. All of us. Yeah, that's our life now. It's a really good life. So that's the typical day. And it is different because, if you're like a true stay-at-home parent, I feel like a lot of it revolves around primarily taking care of the kid and also, cleaning the house, running errands, that whole thing. As I'm quasi-working while child caring, it's probably not ideal. I'm not going to lie. It's probably not the best way to serve the work, and also probably not the best way to serve the Muggsy, but it's working for now. and it's it's something that we gotta do for the time being. Yeah, unless part of me just wants to bite the bullet, just shell out the money, and then I could get a bunch of stuff done. Except then I just feel like it'd be a waste, because I'd be working at home for now, before I have to, as part of the new project, be, taking out being downtown, that whole thing. And it's just like, feh. All right, next one is from Nickerson. Ooh, who knew? Do you feel more comfortable around other people's kids more that you have one of your own? Yeah. I was always cool with being around kids that were ages, what was it, probably like 3 to, whatever. And that sounds, as I was saying that, it sounded a little weird. It's like, I get along really well with kids ages from 3 to 9. Mm-hmm. But, at that, before I was a dad and had a kid of my own, the ages where, they could, they're looking for people to play with them. All right, that sounded bad too. Where they're looking to people to toss the ball around. That sounded bad too. They're at the age where you want people to chase them and play hide and go seek and throw the baseball around. No, there you go. That sounds better. Yeah, that whole thing. I was cool with that. I don't have any brothers or sisters, but I feel like I kind of played the cool uncle role. Mm-hmm. Yeah, good times. But now, since I've gone through the kid, and I've mentioned on the show that I felt a little uncomfortable at first, changing a diaper and just like holding this little creature, this little human being that I feel like if I sneezed wrong, I was going to crush his larynx and that whole thing. But then you realize it's not as hard as you made out to be. I kind of built it up more to be, like a Goliath in my mind. But yeah, it's perfectly fine. And I feel fine around other people's kids. Like, but I'm not the type that is going to be like, let me hold that baby. Mm-hmm. Like some of our friends have new babies and stuff, and if we go see them, I'm not like I need to hold that baby or I'm gonna die. That whole thing. No, it's just like let the wife hold the baby, let other people take a turn, and I'll just be over here. I'll be by the beer. Yeah, how about that? This next one is from Georgette. What course of action is taken when your child says they like a team other than your favorite? All right, so. Favorite football team, obviously the Minnesota Fighting Vikings, and obviously they're not having a good time right now. And our arch rival, Green Bay Packers, somehow won in Washington, so good for them. Congratulations. Now, what would I do if Muggsy, in like a fit of rebellion, was like, I'm a Packer fan. What are you going to do about it? There's not really much you can do, I don't think, as a parent. And it can be a spot where it's like, what are you going to do? You're going to ground them? You're going to punish them? You're going to send them to bed without dessert? No, I mean, that's when sports go too far. That's when it's like punitive and stuff. And maybe it'll just be like a phase that they're going through when they're teenagers. Because you think that with your favorite team, you're watching the games of them when they're younger, little kids, and taking them to their first ball game of their favorite team, and you got them the jersey and the hat and the pennants, and they got the posters of players on the wall. So, other than the wife having a different favorite team, which my wife likes the Vikings, but she could care less, unless the significant other is of the other team. Or if the kid is in their teenage years and just straight up wants to be different, contrarian, kind of be an a-hole about it, I think it'd be really hard pressed for them to grow up as a fan of the other team. If you spend the time invested with them on the primary team, on your favorite team, it'd be kind of weird. And I don't know, like basically, if she chooses that path, I mean that's cool. It'll make Vikings Packers. Border battle weeks during the season, a lot of fun, and a lot of the gentle smack talking fun, not the the other stuff. Yeah, go with that. This one's from Amanda. How long did it take before you felt comfortable and okay doing everything yourself, diapers, feedings, etc.? Well, diapers I got right away, and before I changed Muggsy's first diaper right when she came out of the womb. I had never changed a diaper before in my life. Well, I haven't changed a baby diaper before. I've changed adult diapers before. That's a long story. And let's see, where was I? I got that down right away because I went through my progression of like from when I was a chef and from when I'm doing these shows and stuff is that preparation is always the key. Now, for the podcast, it's gone from a lot of preparation. Like when I first started, I almost scripted out like every single damn word I said, but now I'm rolling in. Just whatever. Feh. So maybe that's a bad example. But when you're in a professional kitchen or even just cooking for a lot of people, preparation is always going to be the key. Like the battle is going to be won or lost, whether you're going to get your ass kicked during service or if it's going to go smooth or if you're going to be in the weeds the whole time. That's determined by how you prep. And having your mise en place there, having everything blanched, everything in your station set up and clean, it's going to be the most important part. Same thing with diapers. Now, changing diapers is going to be a pain in the ass if just right away, just take the diaper off. Now, say the kid's got number 2 in there. And you didn't get the new diaper, you didn't get the wipes are in the closet, and the new diapers, it's in a box because you just got a new box of diapers. So now you have a diaper in one hand, and then the kid's crawling around with shit on their ass, crawling around all over the new carpet. So now you're like, ow, this is terrible. No, it's your fault, man. And this is your fault for not having the diaper out and also open and all the flaps out. This is your fault for not having 4. It always takes 4, by the way, for number 2s. 2x4s. Oh, yes. Not having those 4 wipes laid out nice and neat so that you could just grab them, boom, 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 boom. And so this is on you, man. You failed in the preparation, and you made it harder than you needed to do. And, yeah. And let's see what else here. What you say? Feedings. Feeding's easy. And, Muggsy's on solid foods now. She's gotten to the point where she can eat a lot of what we're eating in, like, small portions. She's not on... Well, she's not on like strawberries or sushi or anything like that quite yet, but some if we're having chicken, and we'll make sure that we blanch her like a saltless, seasonless piece of chicken, or some saltless, seasonless scrambled eggs. Oh, she really loves eggs. She loves eggs, and some rice because of course she's Asian, and so what I like to do. And she really digs this, is that we use right away when she's getting the solid foods, we're all like, we gotta get the mini chunks, yeah, man, with the little chunks of turkey and potatoes and stuff, and and macaroni and cheese, baby, and we're just like, she doesn't really care for it, and I can see why, because they kind of taste like, all right, so do you guys know the Dippin' Dots ice cream, which is supposed to be the ice cream in the future, like the little round dots, and you just never really got it, never really understood it, but it had a weird texture to it? Yeah, it's exactly like that. That's like how all those little bits taste. And, if I know she's new to the world, I know that she's new to solid foods, but, it's like, man, we're out there. I need some texture. I need some flavor. I need some sweet, salty, bitter, and umami up in this biatch. Come on. And what we do now is we get the fruits and like the vegetables, like the completely like smooth. What's the term? The completely like mashed up ones, and then we add a little piece of chicken. We add little pieces of rice, little cut up pieces of pasta. You see where I'm getting at there, son. And it's good eating. And she even likes it with the fruit. She loves pears, and pears heated up with a little bit of rice in there. She eats that stuff up, and it may sound weird to you guys, but it's you're getting everything. You're getting your grain, you're getting your fiber, you're getting you're getting the fruit, the whole thing. Yeah, it's not bad. And we try to make sure that she has like well-rounded meals. She has the vegetable or fruit, and then she has got the grain, and then she's also got the protein. Yeah, got to get that protein, because babies in there like got to be bodybuilding, that sort of stuff. All right, let's hear 2 more. This one's from Deborah. Has having a kid changed your social life at all? Now, we had a couple episodes of this earlier, but now basically no, not really, because the wife and I have been married for 5.5 years, like 5 years, 7 months, somewhere in there. So, we've been old people for a long time. So, not going out on Friday nights, not going out on Saturday nights, not going out boozing and sucking back on Grandpa's old cough medicine. I think that's what the kids call it nowadays. I really do think that's what the kids call. Oh wait, no, getting crunk, getting turnt. Sherman Hemsley. I didn't know you liked to get wet, Dave. That whole thing. So kind of been out of that realm for a while, and having the kid, it doesn't really change that. I mean, you watch movies, you binge watch TV at night, you do some work at home, and other than that, that's what you do. That's basically life. And having a big party like we're having today, it's step out of the norm. But we'll still meet friends out for dinner. We haven't had that since Muggsy's been in the new house, though. We got to do that sometime. And that's what being an adult is. I mean, being an adult is you're not going over your friend's house with a case of Mickey's Big Mouse and smoking some pot and watching. I don't know what do potheads watch nowadays. I don't know, Scandal. You can smoke weed and watch Scandal, right? Nah, that's not what adults do. Adults just go out on Saturday nights to have dinner date with another couple, try a new place, and get a steak and a couple of glasses of red wine. Let the good times flow. That's what adults do. But as far as like when the kids get older, then your social life starts becoming, you got games and recitals, take them to twins games during the summer, take them swimming lessons and take them to the pool and stuff. That's going to be good times. That's going to be good times. I don't mind that at all. Last one is from Chrissy. What will you do if your child excels at things you have no interest in? Oh, this is the dance competition one. All right, so the wife's sister is head coach of the Austin Packer dance team, Austin, Minnesota, and they're really good. But I just you respect it. You respect the art because it's very cool and it is a sport, and those girls work their asses off, and the choreography is tough, and it's a sport. It's pretty rough and tumble. Never really captured my interest. And it's not impossible for men not to get into it because the wife's dad is really hardcore into it. Like, he's a huge fan and has been ever since the wife's sister was in dance. And, it's very cool. It's very awesome. And I've said many times, I really wish I had something that I was a big fan of, like a big passion about, but I'm kind of nihilist. Like, I don't really care for anything. I don't really love anything. And it's something I should probably go to therapy for. Yeah, but that's besides the point. So, if Muggsy gets into dance, I'll be a dance dad. Hell yeah. Go to every single thing. Like, I'm not going to be the type of parent that's like, in Minnesota, like, if the dad's really into hockey except the kid wants to play basketball, and then dad's like, well, I'm not going to sit in a gym when there's a perfectly cold ice rink there. And I'm not going to come watch you, little Johnny, play that game with all the black kids and stuff. And it was like, whoa, Dad. Whoa there, honky. I know you can't come to my game on Tuesday because the Klan rallies that night too. But it was like, come on, calm down. No, definitely not gonna be like that. Definitely not gonna drop the line about the black kids either. That's a little bit too far for Leandre and Tiandre and stuff like that. And the Aidens, Janes, and Cadens playing with Leandre. There you go. But let's see what else. What would not? I can't really think of an activity that I would not support. I think that's just being a parent. I mean, you want to support the kids, and you don't want to force things upon them, but you want to give them the option of lots of things to try. So we're gonna have Muggsy try basketball, have her try volleyball, have her try track, have her try softball, have her try golf, have her try tennis, and that whole thing. And some things will take, some things won't. And if the kid shows genuine interest in it and wants to get better at it, wants to excel, and then we'll take that proper course. And then then we'll get her, send her to a tennis camp if she gets into tennis, or get her some coaching lessons, get her on a traveling team, etc., and that whole thing. And I don't know, if she got into bagpipes, that's the only thing I wouldn't support. 10 years from now, Daddy, if I'm a Colin, if I know what I want to do with my life, I want to play the bagpipes. And I'll be like, baby girl, Amazing Grace. Actually, why don't you bring it up? Why don't you hit me with some of that? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that gets me every time. I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, it's just like when it's played at a funeral or I don't know, like Amazing Grace on bagpipes. I can go wrong. All right, so yeah, I take that back. If Muggsy gets into bagpiping, if she becomes a bagpipist, I'll support that too. It'll be good stuff. I love that song. I need to get that on Blu-ray. All right, so that has been the first mailbag show. I'm sure there'll be many more because you guys got questions, and I'm kind of lazy in preparation. Not gonna lie. Yep. All right, the show is available on iTunes. Follow us on Twitter at DadModePod or me at Andy Carlson Show. Website is dadmodepod.com. But until next time, be a man, be a father, go Dad Mode, and we'll check you later.
Think the episode you just heard is worth $1? Well, send it our way. Visit dadmodepod.com/support to find out how. Be a man, be a father. Go Dad Mode. The music is created and produced by deeB. To hear more of his tracks, visit soundcloud.com/deeB.